Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, some information and update provided by the Ukrainian armed forces on how great their Air Force is, and a little update on what's going on the front, again according to the Ukrainians. So, cut a little bit. This article comes from Ukrinform, and it is from today, the 27th of October 2022. Ukraine's aviation launches 14 strikes on enemy clusters. The aviation of the defense forces has launched 14 strikes on the enemy manpower, weapons and military equipment clusters during the day. The enemy has launched 3 airstrikes and 3 MLRS attacks. These guys are on vacation? Christmas time or what? Christmas vacation here? The enemy has launched 3 airstrikes and 3 MLRS attacks. What, in 24 hours? This is stated in the report of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine as of 1800, which is 6 o'clock p.m., October 27th, posted on Facebook. As noted, the enemy tries to hold the temporarily captured territory, focuses its efforts on restraining the actions of the defense forces in certain directions while continuing offensive operations in Bachmut and Avdiivka directions. So this been the same thing yesterday and the day before. Shooting at one another here and there, nothing moves, but even the Ukrainians are acknowledging that the Russians are conducting offensive operations in the same areas, Bachmut and Avdiivka. And he says the situation in Volyn and Policia directions remain unchanged. There is still a threat of missile strikes and airstrikes, including the use of combat UAVs. In Slobozhanitsk direction, artillery was fired from the territory of Russian Federation on the areas of, and they give us here, Chukunivka, Stilecha, Dvorichna, and Kamyanka, Krisne, oh my god, and 3 more settlements. The thing is, I said, and I will continue to say, that the fact that the Russians are using their territory, that somehow by some kind of convention between the Americans and Russians, I'm guessing, because it can be between Ukrainians. Ukrainians are just there to die and fight using the other guys' weapons, so the other guys can say, see how great our weapons are, buy them. So it's unbelievable. I think the Ukrainians are used big time on this one. But nevertheless, if the Russians are shooting at you from their positions located in the Russian Federation, I think it's just fair game to have the other guys shooting at you right where you are. Because I don't see why these guys do not retaliate by, I don't think that they can't, but maybe they don't. But I have a doubt that they can't. They can send a command over there or two and blow things up, or helicopters, low altitude, and do you think this guy's going to catch them? I don't think so. So, it says here that in Kupiansk direction, tanks, mortars, tube and rocket artillery were fired. And then it says in Bakhmut direction, that's the one where these guys are conducting an offensive, these guys being the Russians, tanks, mortars, tube and rocket artillery were fired in the areas of Avdiivka, Bakhmut, Bakhmutske, and 3 more settlements. In Avdiivka direction, the enemy, which is the Russians, opened fire from mortars, tube and rocket artillery, and then in the areas of, and they give you here about 3, Marinka, Krasnohovika, and 2 more. In Nopopavlinka and Zaporozhia directions, the enemy, the Russians, opened artillery fire in the areas of Bilohiria, Vremika, and 5 more settlements. The General Staff notes that the Russian troops, which take direct part in hostilities on the territory of Ukraine, have logistics problems. Thus, according to available information, the lack of warm clothing, led to an increasing number of cases of theft and looting by servicemen of the Russian armed forces in the temporarily occupied territory of Kherson. Hey, it's okay. Did you hear what Ramzan Kadyrov said, the Chechen strongman? I made a video on that. He said, it's okay, guys, if you don't have it. You're going to go and get it from the other side because they have it all. That's what he said. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like ancient times when, go and your city, not even ancient, because Napoleon did the same thing. When he was conquering a town, he was giving, I don't know, like 24 hours, I think it was. 24 hours, do whatever you want. And after that, we install order and French law. Okay. So yeah, go and fight because they have everything over there. Get everything. Unbelievable. We didn't learn anything. Like Picasso said when he went in a cave and looked at those cave paintings, and he looked around and he came and he said that, I think it was in Spain where he went, and he said, or in France, one of the two, and he said, we didn't learn anything. We didn't advance at all. We're still there. These guys have it all. The same here. But I think he was just said, we didn't learn anything. We didn't produce anything compared with these guys. Anyway, so the same here. We didn't advance at all in the humanity department. Go and get from the enemy. The same it was before, the same it is now, and the same will be in the future, because that's how war, gets our humanity out of us in display. So Ukraine's aviation launched 14 strikes on the enemy manpower, weapons and military equipment clusters during the day. The air defense units shot down an enemy helicopter and an aircraft. Well, two? According to preliminary information, a Ka-52 helicopter and a Sukhoi 25 attack aircraft were downed. Ukraine missiles and artillery troops struck two enemy manpower, weapons and military equipment clusters. So in 24 hours, on that long 1,000 mile long or something like that front, they destroyed one Sukhoi 25 and a helicopter 52, Ka-52. I don't know, man. I'm just comparing this with the Second World War. I mean, really, what is going on? 3 airplanes here, 1 airplane there, 5 tanks here. I don't know. But this is what they say. I'm pretty sure it's more than that. But this is in a general view of hostilities. Nobody moves. Nobody seems to. Nobody wins on left or right. It's just shelling left or right and a little bit of incursions with their airplanes or aircraft. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.